We're back with more Bob Pompeani and Ron Cook here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. We're going back to the lines, and they're hopping. Pat and Denora is next. Go ahead, Pat. How are you?
I had two questions. If I was Coach Tomlin, if Le'Veon Bell came back, he'd be sitting on the bench. And two, why don't no one ever talk about Vance McDonald? Because I believe he's way better.
We spent a lot of time.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, although he almost lost another fumble the other day, which could have really hurt him.
Juju to the rescue.
Juju to the rescue. But, man, McDonald, when he's healthy, there's no question he's just unbelievable how he runs with the ball. You better have help if you're going to bring him down. But the question is, he's always had problems staying healthy.
Yep.
And
yes.
I love watching him play. And sitting Le'Veon on the bench isn't the answer. You're not going to pay him that kind of money just to sit him on the bench. And no matter how much you might not like him, you can't forget that he's a great, great player for me.
Yeah, Vance McDonald's giving him another element. In fact, those tight ends all together. I mean,
Jesse
even Jesse
James has done
and
a nice
Xavier
job.
Grimble, when he gets in there, makes plays. So that's a good asset to have. Let's go to Neil in Westview. Hey, Neil.
Hey, guys. With all this, I think we kind of suffer over this, like Le'Veon Bell sitting out the whole year. We're not seeing a good player. And I know they're protecting the quarterbacks and everything. I was wondering what you guys think, how the collective bargaining agreement will change in the next contract, which is in for a while.
This is at 2020, but I'll tell you one thing that's going to
be here before you know it.
Franchise tags are going to go away because the union doesn't like them, but guess what? The union agreed to them the last time, and that's what Le'Veon Bell finds himself in. Players don't like it, Ron, but it's part of what they agreed to. So
they're building towards a work stoppage already. They're talking about it. Sure. They don't like what the power that Goodell has. That's a number one thing for them. There's going to be a lot of negotiating going on, and I think there could very easily be a work stoppage.
I would be shocked if you're making one of those prop bets right now. I would bet there is a work stoppage. The question would be, how much money will the players save to continue and take them on? Pete in Squirrel Hill is up right now. Hey, Pete.
Hey, Bob. How are you tonight?
Good. What's up?
About Vontaze is perfect. Everybody who follows football is aware of who Paul Brown was. His son, Mike, I believe, principal owner of the Cincinnati Bengals. Does he not have any guts? Get rid of that guy that embarrasses the organization, embarrasses his family's name. Every time he's on the field, Bob, he is trying to hurt somebody. Why don't they just get rid of him?
They just gave him a big contract extension. They're not getting rid of him. You know, they've enabled him. Marvin Lewis, Mike Brown, you're right. They've enabled him. They just gave him a contract extension, what, last year? Paying him a lot of money. I don't know. Marvin defended him again today. He said, why do you keep looking at him? There's other players out there. Well, he's the one that's trying to cause mayhem.
And according to Ben on your program, we heard other players afterwards said that he basically threatened Juju Smith-Schuster, which is why I think Juju got off to kind of a slow start. I don't know if he was looking over his shoulder, but he didn't make a couple of catches that you would have expected.
That's my column in the Post-Gazette tomorrow. Ben talked about that. The first two plays, Juju was like his head wasn't in the game. Right. And then all of a sudden he made great plays.
Line 3 we go. Brad in Saxonburg. Brad, you're up. How are you?
Yep. Bottom line, just suspend them. Goodell needs to suspend perfect for about 6 to 8 games. And if you can't trade Le'Veon Bell in 2 weeks, they need to outright release him. I'm sorry. I know he's a better player than Carter, but don't do that to the team.
You run the risk of if you release him.
I like he's going to be in shape.
See, I'm not a big, I wasn't a big fan of them releasing LeGarrette Blount was here. There's other ways in that situation. They could have just held him inactive all week, every week, and just left him there. He goes to New England. He was a problem. Ron, I just wouldn't release him. I think he's going to be here to listen. He's going to be here at some point. I'm still not going to change my mind, and he will contribute at some point.
That's my belief as well. I'm not in the business of getting rid of assets for nothing. I just don't like that. And I think he's still an asset.
But if somebody gets hurt, some major injury, how about, let's say, Todd Gurley, for example? Who knows? Somebody big on a team, and they need somebody for at least a rental player, because that's what he would be. You may not want him long term, but he can help you right now if he's, going to play.
Ready to play.
Who knows what that means? We're going to take a break. Come back with more right here.